Hey guys, what's up? Shin0525 here. Realized I had the song on pause. That's unfortunate. For like the intro, I usually have like when you're looking at the bumper, the title bumper, I usually have a song playing. I actually had it on pause. Whoopsie, it's okay. It's fine. My bad, but we'll figure it out later. But what's up everybody? I'm Shin0525. This is our drawing stream we're doing. And we're going to finish off the shadow boxing piece I drew, I think, for 3 weeks now. Yeah, it's a long one. But we're going to finish it up today. We don't have too much more to do. Probably could fill in an hour if I work a little slower. But yeah, no, we're pretty much there. Last video, we did the base color. We put all the base color down. We did this like initial shading that we have here. This part, and then I guess I did the eyes and that's about it. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here and we are going to put a little gradient on the shading. So that's what we're gonna work on. This is why we have the shading on its own layer right here, and we're gonna hit new, create clipping mask. And I usually like going into like shade to keep it like real dark, and we're pretty much gonna use the same shading color that we have. Just make it even a little bit darker. So, yeah, so we're just going to do that. And basically what I'm going to do is, like, on the edges here, I'm going to do, like, this little highlight. Or I guess, like, a shadow, because it's dark. Whoops. Just right on the edge here. It doesn't have to be super perfect, because we're going to, like, blend it in. Basically what we want is, like, a gradient effect. But yeah, that's all we're doing. Hope everybody had a great week. It is Sunday, so we're right at the end of the week here. Ready to start a new... Well, I guess, isn't technically Sunday the first day of the week? It should be Monday, because, like, just work schedules usually start on, like, a Monday. So Sunday always feels like the last day of the week, but I think technically it's the first day. But either way, I hope everybody had a good one. I hope everyone's ready to get another week under their belts. And yeah, I am. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing fairly decently. My stomach finally stopped hurting. Yeah, I've been having like a stomach ache for like since Christmas, really. But I think I figured out what it is. My mom got me these like soft baked pretzels, which were good, and I've had them before, but I guess they like changed something about them. And it's like I didn't even realize like the pretzels were making me like giving me the stomach, because like you wouldn't think like a pretzel would do that. It's like the most bland thing you can eat, and I didn't even eat it with like any salt, and it wasn't like a special pretzel or had like spices or anything. It was just a normal soft baked pretzel. But yeah, I was just getting like really like nauseous for like no reason, and it's just like sticking with me. And I think eventually I realized the only thing different I was eating were those soft baked pretzels. There were like 6 of them. And ever since I started eating them, my stomach has gotten, like, really, like, queasy. And it's like, they weren't, it wasn't even, like, where they were, like, bad. Like, they went bad. It's like, no, they tasted good. I don't, like, it wasn't like they were stale or anything. But yeah, they just did not agree with me. And then since I actually didn't realize this until I ate like the last pretzel, but then after the last pretzel, I was like, started feeling like nauseous again. And it's like I wasn't feeling nauseous. Actually, I want to do the other side. I wasn't feeling nauseous because like I just kind of like stopped eating for a little while, just get like settle my stomach. And then I started eating, and then I ate another one of them, and then it's like I started feeling bad again. I was like, what the fuck? And then I like just had the realization of like, oh, it's probably these pretzels. After I ate the last one, but better to find out late than never, you know. And ever since then, it's like my stomach's kind of like a little on edge sometimes, but I can feel it getting better. But yeah, no, it's like that sucked. I don't think we're ever gonna get those pretzels again. Which is unfortunate because like they were good. They were good pretzels. It wasn't like they were bad pretzels. Super expensive. That's why my mom didn't want to get them. But it was like one of those things where she did it like every year around Christmas. Because like I do like pretzels. I don't eat much in general. I'm not like a foodie guy. I actually can't eat a lot because I just generally have a bad stomach. So I can't eat like pizza. I've never had coffee before. Mainly because like I just don't think my stomach could take it. Definitely can't eat pizza. Any Italian food. And I was like, I don't even like Italian food either. So I was like, that's one thing I'm just like, yeah, I can live without this. I hate pizza. I hate like raviolis, stuff like that. It's like, ugh. I just don't like red saucy foods, really. I don't like sauces in general. I'm just very plain. Okay, so now that I'm done talking about... Oh, no, we gotta do a bunch here. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go in with a finer one, and we'll do those later. But basically what I want to do here is now that we have like kind of like a dark kind of border thing around it, now we're gonna just take the watercolor and just slightly blend that in here to give it like a gradient. This is why I said it didn't have to be like perfect, because like when we blend it in, you won't know. But you do want like this kind of hard line that goes off into like a softer type line. That's kind of the goal. Now this is like super subtle. But it does make a little bit of a difference. It does help. It's like one of those things where it's like you can probably actually kind of skip this step if you want to. A lot of the time. But it does look like you put in that like little bit extra effort if you go in and do this step. Which is nice. You know? We still have to do the highlights. One thing that I like about like my shading, like kind of the way I do shading, is because like it kind of has like built-in highlights already. Because the highlights are really just kind of like the base color. Like here's a good example of it. Because like it's mostly in like shadow, but then we have like these little like cutout things that kind of look like highlights. Bada bing, bada boom. Yo, what's up, Edward? Thanks for stopping by, man. Happy New Year to you. I hope you're enjoying it so far. I know the new year just started. We haven't even had our first full week, but mine's going pretty good. I think this is going to be a pretty good year. I have a lot of stuff planned for it. A lot of projects I'm working on. Hopefully some of them kind of like pan off and get popular or something. If not, I'll just keep trying, you know? But how you doing, dude? How are things going in Edward's world? Yeah, we're just here chilling. We're just drawing. doing the art streams. This is something like I always wanted to do, but I really couldn't because like the setup, it's really hard to get like a good drawing setup and like a stream setup at the same time. Honestly, pretty good. Oh, good job. That is what we like to hear around here. But yeah, unless you have like a good like drawing pad, especially when you're doing like digital art. Traditional art, that would be even worse. God. But I finally have a good setup with my Surface Pro. Mainly because I have this attachment that allows me to like have an HDMI out. And with that, I can use my like game capture card. So that's kind of how I'm like doing this whole drawing setup. Capture card's awesome, dude. I've had that thing for fucking ever. I've never upgraded it because I've never needed to upgrade it. And like I don't even want to upgrade my capture card because like again, I've been using this literally for probably like 10, probably even longer than 10 years. It still works amazing. And the newer Elgato game capture cards, I don't think they have AVI inputs. So that just sucks. Or like composite cable. So it's like you can't record like GameCube or Wii. So it's like I don't even want an upgraded one. I suck at drawing no matter if it's digital or traditional. Drawing's tough, dude. It just takes practice. I guarantee you I could get you better at drawing if you really wanted to learn. And especially drawing the way I draw. I don't think it's that complicated. But I'm pretty sure, like, pretty much everybody has the capacity to, like, draw. There's definitely, like, variations of skill, but I think everyone can get to, like, kind of at least my level. I feel like I can get someone to my level fairly easily. There we go. Oh, gotta do a little bit over here. But again, it's just practice. So again, if you're willing to put in the time, you can learn it. Boom! It actually looks a lot better. I do think there's like skill, like skill, I guess, what is it, a skill ceiling? When it comes to some people with some things. So like again, I don't like, I do believe like talent exists, like where people are just kind of like naturally inclined to like do a thing or whatever, like art or music. Like I think that because like I'm naturally uninclined to music. Like I'm like musically like retarded. So again, but do I think I could like learn an instrument? I think I could, but since I'm so like deficient in like my music skills, I would have to work twice or like 3 times as hard as like a normal person would just to get to a base level of skill. So I think there's definitely like that plays a factor into it. You should play WRC Generations. It's a great racing game on the PS4 and Switch. I've been playing it recently on the Switch and it's incredible. It has great graphics and it looks like realistic. Oh, that's cool, dude. I might check it out. I have a whole list of games I want to get to though. But yeah, next time I'm on like the Switch store or something, I'll try to remember, take a look at it. I like racing games. I do really like racing games. Pretty much the only one I'm playing now is Sonic Cross Worlds. But Just because like it's a Sonic game and I have to play it. There we go. But yeah, I'm always looking out for new games. I love video games. There's so many good ones too. You know, that's like never a shortage of like good video games. They're mostly all retro games. Like modern games coming out all suck now, but like when you're looking for like retro stuff, it's like there's a ton. There's a ton of hidden gems out there just waiting to be played. Alright, now let's go in the watercolor. Let's make it a little bit smaller. You do want it kind of big, though. Maybe like a 20. Again, you don't have to go super crazy with the blending. But you're going to see when I zoom out, you actually can kind of see it now. I will probably make it a little bit lighter. But, you'll see kind of like what it adds when I start like turning on and off the layer. Because again, this is kind of like, I wouldn't say an unnecessary step, but it's a step you can kind of skip if you want to. Like this won't like make or break a piece. It does like make it look genuinely better though. That's kind of the point. Alright, watercolor, whoosh. Doing pretty good. Sonic R, WRC Generations is hard but great. If you handbrake at the wrong time or dismiss what your co-pilot says, yes, you have a co-pilot in the game, you're gonna get tumbled off in the road. Oh, that's cool. I don't mind like a good skill ceiling. See, I think like the trick to having like a good like skill ceiling in your game is like you need it to where you can kind of do like the cool stuff. Like it's not hard to like play the base game, but you got to make it good enough, like easy enough where it's like you don't feel discouraged while playing it, you know? That's kind of like the trick. Because like if it's too hard right off the bat, you'll like lose some people. But if it's like kind of easy to play like the base game normally, but then it's like then you can get really good at it, you know? I think Smash Brothers is kind of that way. It's like it's easy to play Smash Brothers like casually, you know? But then there's like you can actually get like good at Smash Brothers. I think like even like racing games that applies to as well. All right, I did see I needed to go into here. I'm actually going to register this color over here. Click this one. I did notice there's some little gaps here. But again, the way we do it is you just click on that layer and you just kind of like fill in the gaps. And you had like the shading there too, which is super nice. It was just on that one. Okay, I think it's pretty good. I did want to try something with this. Go to burn. Yeah, burn looks pretty good because I like shade. Shade makes it like a tad darker, but I do want to like lighten it up a little bit. Actually, no, that'll work. So again, it's like, this is kind of like what it adds to it. So like, boop. So that, like, that's what it looks like off, and then when you do it on, it does add like a little bit more. It kind of makes it pop a little bit. And also we can add a water fringe to this as well. Basically what that does is it puts a line on like the edge here. So if I turn this down to like 1, you see it's like barely there, but if we'll go to like an 8. So it kind of does what we did, but like automatically, and it does it on like the entire edge. But it looks good when you like combine it with what we just did on this layer. So if I turn this layer off, you can kind of see it like here. But then when we add it, it just makes it look better. Just makes it look more solid. So that's good. Another thing I want to do is add in a gradient. So the way I like to do this is I like to take like a color here and then mix it with like then you go to the second color and like maybe make it black. Maybe that'll work. Or you know what? Let's make it this bright red. And then like that color. Let's see how that looks. And what I'm gonna do is take the gradient tool, and I really like this gradient tool. We have it on like clip and mask. And we're just gonna do it about here. And this is what I like about the tool, is like you can actually like pull it out. Something like that, and then hit OK. And then you just simply just start going through the things here. Shade and Shine looks actually pretty good. Burn looks intense, dude. Color dodge. Burn and dodge doesn't look bad. I might stick with that one. Soft overlay, hard overlay. Hard mix always looks bad. Dark, like, you use hard mix when you want to do like those like kind of grainy ass. Yo, what's up, Mr. Bean? Sonic R. Oh, is that what you... No, sorry, Mr. Beanie. I thought Edward said that. What's up, dude? This is what you like do if you want to do like some weird like grainy, kind of dark graffiti type looking thing. You almost never use hard mix. And defuse, divide, turns it... Okay, now I like burn and dodge. We're just going to turn it down a lot, but just enough to make it pop. And like that. And it kind of gets everything into like one color scheme too. So that's another helpful tip, where it's like if you're doing a thing and like you have a bunch of like colors and they're not kind of working together, you could put a color over all the colors and then change it to like an overlay or something, and it'll actually help unify the colors that you have. So like it kind of works with here because we use like a really bright red, even though we have like a gradient going on. But like you can see here, they're kind of dull, but now they kind of like pop just slightly more. And yo, hello, Mr. Bean. Mr. Beanie 7676. So yeah, it looks good. It looks real good. I want to erase this. My eye keeps going to this. That is on, whoops. This layer. Oh yeah, I'll erase that and just blend it in. It's fine. It's fine, we're blending it in. Basically sweeping it under the rug. So yeah, so it makes things pop more. All right, and another thing we want to do is we want to... I kind of want it above this layer. So what an easy way to do that is we are going to select everything outside this layer. Like so. Make a new layer. And we will... Oh, selection invert. So now we have everything that's inside shadow selected. And we're going to go to base color. We're going to go to probably screen. I usually like screen. I like trying to pick like kind of the lightest color here. So like red, that like is bright red. We could always change it later. Again, that's the beauty of digital art. And basically what I'm gonna do is just gonna add some like highlights. I'm gonna focus the highlights mainly around like this area. Because the thing about like the sharp highlights that I'm adding here is like when you add them, you don't want to add them like everywhere evenly. Because you want the eye to kind of like focus on like a certain spot. There we go. Maybe a little bit on here. I think it doesn't have to be super perfect. Just enough light to make it look fairly good. Also, I'm not like thrilled on like the color and the brightness here. So again, we can just go to, you can do it a couple ways. You can do like overlay. That's not going to look as good. Shine looks a little bit better, but I do want to filters, color adjustment, hues and saturations. I do want to find another color. Kind of like this orange. Yeah, I think that works fairly well. Now just use the watercolor brush like always and just kind of make it bigger. Just get rid of that hard edge on the side. It's fine because we are going to clean it up a little bit. So let's clean it up a little bit now. Whoop, whoop. And fine, I'll do a cleanup now. Boop. Again, kind of bleed through. You want to just erase that up real quick. Whoops. It's pretty good. Here we go. Like a 12. 12 is a perfect size for that. Boom. And then right here. Okay, now that we did the cleanup, now we could use the watercolor. Oh, forgot this spot right here. Easy peasy though. Bada bam, bada boom. Zoom in there. And we're almost good. Bam! Look at that. Undo the selection. And yeah, now when I like kind of turn on off this layer, it's a little intense right now. So you can just easily just kind of lower the opacity on it so it's not as bright. But again, it does add like a little bit more depth to it, which looks nice. And honestly, I think we're pretty much done. There's a few things that we can do. We do have a water fringe. If you want to, I guess you can like put like a texture on the shading as well. Make it like a little bit rougher. Something like that. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I guess technically you can do it on the highlight as well if you want. Texture. We could do the line. Actually, like, looks pretty good. We do have like a texture on like the shadow and line art too. Oh, and actually, speaking of which, see, this is a good thing I didn't get rid of this color. I want to do the underside of the shoe. I forgot about that. Actually, I might just do this on another layer and then just create a clipping mask. And on that, multiply. Just get that under there. I think there was another spot I wanted to do this in. Maybe like right here. Yeah, that does look pretty good. I don't want to overdo that one. But that does look pretty good. So, yeah, I think that is pretty much it for this shadow drawing. It even looks good when you take off the line art. Maybe like this one. See, like you can take off we have like the outline. I think the outline does add a little bit, makes it a little bit pop out a little bit more. Take off the line work. But all in all, I think this came out pretty good. This is kind of exactly how I envisioned it when I drew it. And yeah, I think we're pretty done. I guess we could, if you want to. Normally I don't do this. White. That looks cool. Be above here. Let's make it like keep it with that orange. Here. Maybe like a shine. Use the airbrush a little bit. Just kind of airbrush a little bit in. That might be a little bit too big. Do a little airbrush shenanigans right here. And then water. down a little bit. There you go. Put a nice little shine in his eye. How about that? Yeah, I'm gonna say this is pretty good. This is pretty finished. What did that take? 2.5 hours? Yeah, I guess we did 2-hour streams. This one's like 30 minutes. So, yeah, not bad. I actually really like the way this one came out. I will probably put posting this on my socials, so like Instagram, DeviantArt, things like that, so you can go check that out. But I really did like this one. The shadow boxing idea I thought was pretty funny. I think it looks good. I wouldn't mind like somewhat like this being like a DLC costume for Shadow. I think having like the wrapping around his arms and like the boxing gloves, like boxing shoes, I think that looks pretty cool. It's a pretty cool look for him. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyway, guys, I will see you next week. We'll have to be drawing something else. I'll have to come up with something else to draw. But I'll be here next Sunday with some more drawing. Oh, let me save, by the way. With another drawing stream. I'll be back even sooner on Friday, where we're playing through Sonic Adventure Complete, where I'm playing through Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2, and we're beating them 100%. I'm talking about doing absolutely everything you can do in those games. And it's a pretty good series. It's actually real fun. So if you want to jump in on Fridays, I do stream there. I'll be back on Sunday doing another drawing stream as well. So you can check me out there too. But other than that, I'll be posting videos and doing all my normal stuff. So thank you, Edward, for stopping by. Happy New Year. Thank you, Mr. Beanie7676, also for stopping by. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great New Year. I think we're off to a good start. We finished this beautiful Shadow picture. And now that this is done, I'm going to go and play Digimon for the rest of the day. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, thanks, bye.